You're saying, okay, it's a somber message. Yeah, this is not one of those messages to talk about how I'm going to make you richer or make you more prominent. This is not one of those messages where maybe you may shout down the roof. But this is my focus with this. Is once you realize that the grace of God is not again not to make you and necessarily to elevate you, but it is to make you a better person. It's not for your neighbor. I am talking to you to make you a better person internally. Why? I want to make a better person for your journey, your path that God has already established for you. That your journey, your path that grace has already been established and deposited for your situation. Right? Mark Twain has a quote that I love, and I have it in my office, and all of it says, the two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day that you find out why. The day that you're born and the day that you find out why. I remember at an early age saying, God, I just want you to do something in my life. But it was once I finally got the revelation on what I was supposed to be doing, the purpose that God had for my life, that it was a transformational time for me. And if you're walking in the purpose and plan that God has for your life, that would be a transformational time for you. I was thinking about the Word of God. Okay, we talk about grace received. We talk about, knowing what you're created to do. And I was reading in the Word of God in 1 Samuel chapter 17. We know this story, this passage so well. Starting in verse 13, it says, Jesse's three oldest sons, Eliab, Abinadab, and Shemiah, had already joined Saul's army to fight the Philistines. Verse 14 says, David was the youngest son. David's three oldest brothers stayed with Saul's army. Verse 15 says, but David went back and forth so that he could help his father with the sheep in Bethlehem. Verse 16 says, for 40 days, every morning and evening, the Philistine champion strutted in front of the Israelite army. Verse 17, one day Jesse said to David, take this basket of roasted grain and these 10 loaves of bread and carry them quickly to your brothers. You have to understand that nothing just happens. We're talking about when you find out what you're created to do. Verse 18 says, and give these 10 cuts of cheese to their captain, see how your brothers are getting along, and bring back a report on how they are doing. Verse 19, David's brothers were with Saul in the Israelite army at the valley of Elah, fighting against the Philistines. Verse 20 says, so David left the sheep with another shepherd and set out early the next morning with the gifts as Jesse had directed him. He arrived at the camp just as the Israelite army was leaving for the battlefield with shouts and battle cries. Verse 21 says, soon the Israelite and Philistine forces stood facing each other, army against army. Verse 22 says, David left his things with the keeper of supplies and hurried out to the ranks to greet his brothers. Verse 23 says, and he was talking with them. Goliath, the Philistine champion from God, came out from the Philistine ranks. Then David heard him shout his usual taunt to the army of Israel. Verse 24 says, as soon as the Israelite army saw him, they began to run away in fright. Verse 25 says, have you seen the giant the men ask? He comes out to each day to defy Israel. The king has offered a huge reward to anyone who kills him. He will give that man one of his daughters for a wife, and the man's entire family will be exempted from paying taxes. Women have been putting men in danger for many years. They all going back to I got married almost 13 years ago, and I still have to pay taxes. Huh? So he's working, to paraphrase this passage, know that David is working as a shepherd. Says so he was running back and forth from his job and going back and delivering lunch and going back and forth and being obedient to what his father had asked for him. We know that Israel's at war with the Philistines. And so David walks up doing what he was asked to do, and yet nothing happens by just chance. And he stumbles upon Goliath tormenting the people of Israel, the army. He came up, he said that they ran in fear. Let me pause right there real quick. See, when you're walking in grace, the things that other people will run away from are the things that you will run towards. People will understand why you have the boldness of a lion, because they don't really know your experience. But also one thing, not many times people are needing a bunch of people on their bandwagon to help them and come along for what God has called them to do. And God said, no, I'm talking to you individually. And see, the reason why you're sitting here waiting for other people to come alongside with you is because you're not confident in what God has called you to be or what God has called you to do. And see, the other thing you have to also understand is that the reason why they have to run away is because what's for you is is for you. What's for you is for you. They have to leave. They have to run away. Because this is where God is. He's setting the stage right now for His grace to be revealed. So when you're walking in grace, your life will look different. See, grace is released, but grace has to also be received. See, this right here, this moment that David is in right now, this is called purpose. This is it. So for the sake of time, I will go ahead and paraphrase it. So many of you all know this story. You've heard it many times, And so we know that David said, who is this, uncircumcised Philistine? He says that, I'll fight him. And Saul says, well, come over here. I'll give you my armor. Put on my armor. And David puts in his armor, takes his sword, and saying, no, thank you. Why? Well, why can't he take his armor? Because the thing is, your grace does not fit me. What you're doing and the allotment of grace, it doesn't fit me. Grace is individual. We all receive a measure of grace. So your measure it's not going to be my measure. My measure is individual. And many times we try to get someone else to come and help us. And they say, that's not the type of grace that I have for you. Why? It does not fit. We're trying to move forward and do things for God, do mighty things for God. Realizing that, are you carrying something that doesn't even fit for the assignment at hand? This is why comparing yourself to other people is so problematic. You may like what you see, but you don't know what it takes for them to get there. You do not know the price tag that's associated with where they are in life. You say, people say, well, I want that. Pastor, yes, I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do all this. But do you want to pursue peace with everyone? I ain't asked for that. I just want the good stuff. Are you willing to take your time? Are you willing to step out and be sanctified? Are you willing to stand up? Are you willing to step out in faith? Are you willing to do these things? Can I just be exempt from all the work that has to go forward? Can I just take your armor, all the hard work you've done, and just take that and go forward? No, it doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. One thing I have to understand is that what it takes for some people to accomplish a task, when you have the grace of God, it's not always going to be the same for you. Well, why is that? Because the Lord is not interested in sharing credit. Just imagine, humor me for 1 second. Humor me for 1 second. Say David just kept on the armor that Saul had and went out there and he killed and he slew Goliath. Just humor me for a second. Can you imagine that they come back to Saul saying, have you heard David killed Goliath? You know what Saul said? Well, yeah, he did it, but did you know that I gave him that armor? The Lord is not interested in sharing the credit. That's why your grace is not the same measure of my grace. The Lord is saying, I'll take everything away. I just need you to use what I have given you. What is in your hand? What has already been deposited on the inside of you? I'm not looking for somebody else's grace. I am looking for the grace that I have gave to you. Because nobody else. Saul, it's not your sword. It's not your armor. It's the grace of God, the calling of God on my life to be here in this moment. This is my purpose. The moment that I end, grace begins in my life. Saul, not your grace. Army, not your grace. Daddy, Jesse, not your grace. Brothers, not your grace. I've been biding my time. I've been out there just doing what I was supposed to be doing, working out there as a shepherd and just knowing that, okay, God, I'm just being faithful in where you have me. And I trust, Lord, when the moment presents itself, I will be ready, Lord. And when I get ready, Lord, I know that's when I shut down and you begin. The purpose, the grace that we all need in our life. See, because people will want to take credit for your success.
Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they will.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the reason why the Lord is saying that I don't need all of that. I don't need all the fanfare. I don't need you to have 35 people with you in order for you to say yes and go forward. I don't need, because the thing is that we'll walk with a crutch. And the thing is, saying, okay, God, I trust you, yes, Lord. But at the same time, we're leaning on our own experience. We're leaning on a crutch, thinking, okay, at least I know I have a saving plan. God saying, no, I want you to go forward. My grace begins where you end.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
Saul was so willingly to give up his armor. People will offer you things to do something that they're afraid to do. Why? Sometimes because they don't want to do it. Or maybe sometimes they just don't have the faith to do it. See, have you ever had those people in your life to tell you what you should be doing? I've never had those ever. They have a great idea. The Lord has put something on their heart. But they're too scared to move out in faith to do what God has called them to do. So they find someone else, try to get someone else who has the faith, someone who's actually going in and doing something, saying, if I could just slide my plan in here, maybe I can see what God wants to do. Not because why? Because they're too scared to move out on their own. I've experienced it in my own life. I've had some recent success, and it's not to the glory of myself, but to the glory of God that things with Hope Active have just been going tremendously, and so much support is coming that I can't even contain the support that's coming in, and I take no credit for that. But what I realized, was saying, okay, you should do this. This should be your next initiative. All these things, and they mean well, and I think they genuinely mean well. And the thing is that people are drawn to faith.